Good morning, this is Angie from Little Dumplings Nursery. It is Tuesday and I am back home from the Dolls of the World Expo. I got home yesterday evening about 6. Trying to recuperate today. I'm just really worn out. So I've had a lot of messages about the vintage bottles that I sold at the show, and I do still have a few left. I sold a lot of them, so I only have a few, but I know several of you are waiting. And I have a couple over here, so I'll try to go through this. I've taken pictures that will be added to this post to give you a little bit more close-up of things. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things that you can't relay in pictures. So I have several different types. These are Duval bottles. They're beautiful. They were made by Pyrex, and they're kind of square. They're a good heavy-duty bottle. The even flow caps and rings and whatnot will fit them. Some of my bottles I have the tan nipples on, and some of them I have the no hole nipples, which I had to buy extra. I had to buy all this. So what I want to let you all know is the price of my bottles. I started collecting these, and I have a lot. I have several in my own collection, and I sourced them off of eBay. Most of these bottles are always sold just the bottle. You don't get the rings and nipples, so then you have to go buy that separately. It gets really expensive. So at this point, what I have left, I'm just trying to recoup my cost. So when you hear the price of the bottle, some people are like, oh yeah, I know, I've looked at eBay. Some others are like, oh, that's a lot. Well, I'm asking $25 a bottle, because that's what it's going to take to cover my costs. Now, the downside of not buying these at the show is you're going to have to pay shipping on top of that, because this is glass, and I've got to wrap it and ship it in the safest way possible. I'm thinking I might be looking at the flat rate shipping for these, but I've got to look into what the costs are for that kind of stuff too. So we'll look at that if you are interested in a bottle. Some of them, like I said, have tan nipples, and some of them have the no-hole nipples. The tan nipples are not latex, so therefore they cannot be plugged up with silicone, but I have come up with my own method of sealing those off, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. The other thing I wanted to show you, so all my Duval bottles literally look like me. They're just gorgeous. I have two, let's see, where are they? They're on the other shelf. I'll get back to that in a minute. I have 3 of the old even flow bottles that have the beautiful even flow writing in red and the volume in red. These bottles, obviously, you know, got to remember, years ago, people boiled their bottles to sterilize them. So when you look at them, you're going to see crazing on the bottles. And that is because over the years, they've been boiled so many times. It does not affect anything other than the finish has that crazing look to it. They're still sturdy. They're still fine. Once you fill them with milk, you really don't even notice that. But do know, when you buy a vintage item, it's going to have vintage wear. So that's just part of it. And for these, to find them that had their writing completely intact was very hard. So these are, I have 3. I think one of them has a white ring. Now I do, any of these have the clear nipple. If you'd rather have a tan nipple, I have plenty of tan nipples to swap them out. If I run out of, if I get down to just tan nipple bottles and you're wanting clear nipples, I don't know that I have clear nipples to swap them out. You can ask me, but I'll just have to look and see. There's one more, I think. Yeah, there's the other one. So I have 3 of those. I have 1 formula bottle. This was the little bottles like the Similac formula came in, and all the others sold. This one has a little crazing right there. Once again, once you fill these up, and I have scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed these to scrub anything inside and out, so they are clean. So once you fill it up, you don't notice that either. But once again, you're buying a vintage item. And then I have a few of these. They're the little mini bottles. They're 3.5 inches long, and they have a solid silicone nipple. Kristen Engler made me some nipples, and they have the fake milk in them. I will sell a few of them, and I'm keeping several of them as well to go with my mini silicones that I sell. When you unscrew the cap on these, you'll see that, I'm trying to do this one-handed, I have put a sealer over it. So, because it's a solid silicone nipple. So you don't need to have any kind of method for that to flow. And that's to keep it sealed. Okay, so let me go over this way. I'm in my spare bedroom because my craft room is just a disastrous mess right now of boxes. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Here's one of the even flow bottles you can see with some milk in it. And so I was telling you guys that I had found a way to seal off the tan nipples so that you cannot fill them with silicone. And what I do, let me see if I turn my camera around, if I can do this, because I don't have but one hand. Okay, let me set this up here, hopefully, so you can see it.